Good morning, everyone. I am your host, Olivia Cohen, coming in live from the Dörfner Judaica Museum here at the Hebrew Home. And this is Good Morning Hebrew Home. Today is Friday, October 2nd, and the time is 10:31 a.m. We have a great show planned for you today, so let's get into the news. Let's take a look at the weather in our neck of the woods. Today, it already looks pretty cloudy outside, so there will be a shower or two around the area in the morning, and then partly cloudy in the afternoon. Temperatures will be high around 65 degrees. It's really starting to feel like fall. Yesterday, actually, as I was driving home, I saw the most beautiful orangey full moon on my drive, and I think it was causing traffic because everyone was looking at it. It was so huge and pretty. So it was really, that harvest moon is going on. Also forgot to mention that today during our show we have Rabbi Noah joining us today to talk about Sukkot. So speaking of fall and that harvest time, Rabbi Noah will be here joining us a little bit later. Temperature weather for this weekend: Saturday, mostly sunny. Temperatures will be high 68 degrees. And Sunday, mostly sunny skies again. Temperatures will be high 67 degrees. Let's move to this day in history, October 2nd. Wow, I can't believe it's October already. October 2nd, 1957, the bridge on the River Kwai, directed by David Lean and starring William Holden and Alec Guinness, is released. It was won Academy Awards Best Picture in 1958. I've never seen that movie, but I do love Bill Holden, and my favorite I Love Lucy episode was when Bill Holden surprised her and she lost her mind when they went to Hollywood with Ricky. 1962, Johnny Carson premiered as the new host of The Tonight Show. Then skipping forward to 2009, this was when the 2016 Summer Olympics were awarded to Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. The short list came down to Chicago, Madrid, Spain, Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, and Tokyo, Japan. Many were shocked after Chicago was eliminated after the first and second rounds of voting and didn't make the final two. So that was that Summer Olympics. And I'm moving through my prompter because there's an old thing in my script, and I read this last week. Let's get to some of the things for today. Today is World Smile Day. It's also World Farm Animal Day. This is a weird one I didn't know about, but Name Your Car Day. And I still haven't named my car, which I just realized. My previous car was named Zoe, and I loved her. She got me through grad school, and I got a new car and I haven't named it, so my car is nameless. If you guys have any good names for my car, please give us a call. Leave us a message at 2813. I need a good name. I haven't landed on something yet, and today's Name Your Car Day, and I'm not celebrating it. It's also Kids Music Day, so listen to some music with your kids if you're watching on YouTube. And our famous birthday for today is Sting. He was born in 1951 in England, and he's known for being the lead singer and bassist of the rock band Police. Before launching a solo career, and as a solo artist, he has numerous Grammy Awards and a number of chart singles and albums in the UK, US, and around the world. So happy birthday to Sting. And again, I've left something in my script from last Friday. So it's just one of those days, everybody. I'm going to move over to... Yeah, we didn't have any resident birthdays for today. But our staff birthdays, we have Maria from nursing, and Betty, also from nursing, and Lauren from RiverSpring Services. Saturday, we have... This prompter is giving me grief today. Sibia from nursing. And this is all for the 4th. Cordelia from nursing. And Ijirato from nursing again. And those were happy birthday to all. I want to get into the meals for today. Friday, today, lunch will be cheese pizza, Caesar salad, and peaches. Our dinner will be a country vegetable soup, brisket potato kugel, challah, and wine. And dessert will be a chocolate cake. Saturday, lunch will be beer battered baked fish, sweet potato and parsleyed cauliflower, and then dessert will be sponge cake, challah, and wine. And for dinner on Saturday, we're having cream of broccoli soup, California vegetable sandwich with potato chips, and dessert will be strawberry ice cream, challah, and wine. And then Sunday, we have southern fried chicken for lunch, seasoned diced potato, collard greens, challah, and wine. And dinner will be stracciatella soup, which I can never say, broiled salmon, orzo with mushrooms, and dessert will be a fruit cocktail. So enjoy your meals for today and this weekend, everyone. I'd like to now invite our guests to come on over. We have Rabbi Noah here joining us today to discuss Sukkot.
Excuse me. Let's get used to the mic.
Mike, yep.
Oh.
Welcome back, Rabbi Noah.
Thank you, Olivia. Good to be back.
Thanks for joining us. We've had you on, I think, in the beginning to talk about Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, and you're back to talk about Sukkot.
Yeah, this reminds me of, I think it was this time of year that I first heard of the website, Is This Day a Jewish Holiday? Because this time of year we just have so many. Yeah, so there's actually a website that any day of the year you can check, is it a Jewish holiday or is it not a Jewish holiday? Which is, sometimes it's a Jewish holiday that no one's ever heard of, and it just happens to be a Jewish holiday, but this is really our holiday season. We had Rosh Hashanah, we had Yom Kippur, there's an extra fast day. Actually, the day after Rosh Hashanah was a minor fast day that called the Fast of Gedalia. And now we have Sukkot starting tonight. And then the last couple of days of Sukkot are sort of their own holiday, Shmini Atzeret and Simchat Torah. Right. So it's really, there are a lot. There are a lot of them.
A lot of things going on.
It can be difficult to keep track of, and really happy to be on to speak a little bit about the holiday, especially this year. We're doing them a little bit differently at the Hebrew home as we are with everything this year.
Right, definitely.
So
why don't we start by just telling everybody, I know many people do know, but then some don't know, what is Sukkot?
Sure. Thank you for asking. So Sukkot is, it's a holiday. I think Sukkot literally means booths, or it's sort of a type of tent. And basically it's a Jewish holiday that comes this time of year. It's always 4 days after Yom Kippur, and it is a holiday where the Jewish people do two primary things. One of them is to quote unquote dwell in the sukkah, which for the Jewish people, dwelling really has come down to mean eating. So we eat our meals, eat some food in the sukkah, and so just when I say sukkah, some of you may not know what that means, but so those of you who have been here for more than a year, been at the Hebrew home for more than a year, I'm sure have had a chance to see and maybe visit our sukkah in the past. We've had various art studio that we've had lots of meals served in, and it's one of the really nice holidays here at the Hebrew home with just community. And basically it can be sort of like a tent, but a tent has a better roof. A tent has a roof that protects you from the rain, and the sukkah is like a tent with a roof that does not protect you from the rain, is kind of one way to say it. It's supposed to be a temporary dwelling, a temporary structure. So sukkah in general, and then there's also these 4 species of basically plants, vegetation that we have this commandment to take on the holiday. And it's often called the lulav and etrog. And then the other 2 species kind of get overlooked, so we don't even have to get into them now. But
Right.
but so that's the holiday in general. So at the Hebrew home in the past, we've had big meals in the sukkah, and it's been so beautiful. This year, just like we can't really take any do community programs right now in general, and for services and for all of our programs here at the Hebrew home, we're on hold until that's deemed to be safe. So we can't have our meal served in the sukkah,
Right.
unfortunately. So we are still going to have a sukkah, although it's not in the normal place, since the normal place is already set up for when we're ready for family visitation, and it would be very costly and difficult and everything to use that spot. So we do have a smaller sukkah that is out by the deck, outdoors by the cafeteria, by the great room. So it's a smaller sukkah, and I wanted to point out something kind of interesting about the sukkah because we're doing it a little bit differently this year. Usually this is it's like a full walled structure. Usually we have 4 full walls with a door to enter. And this year we are doing half walls to sort of try to have some of the advantages of eating outdoors, of being safer with COVID, that outdoors is kind of a safer place to be. And I worked with our team of engineers here to try to see how we can come up with the safest sukkah that we can. So it's basically 3 half walls, and the 4th wall is mostly open. Where it's not open, it's half walls as well. So about 3.5, 4 feet high, something like that. Allow for as much breeze, or what's it called? Airflow.
Circulation. Of air,
Thank you. Yeah.
So previously, when we would have our sukkah meals, they would be in this structure that was kind of like enclosed, 4 walls, just really a door. And so now, to adapt to our current times, we have a space that it sounds like it's more open, also to allow for social distancing.
Yeah.
And that circulation of air.
Yeah, and it's actually the way that it often is done in places in Florida. I think Miami, it's very common. Jerusalem, it's very common to have a sukkah that looks like this, where they're kind of half walls, or the walls don't go all the way up. So it's not a brand new conception just for COVID. They often do this in warmer climates, and so we're doing it here for the COVID reasons.
Right.
But it's not unheard of, and it's still considered a perfectly kosher sukkah.
Okay.
So we're doing that, and one of our plans for Sukkot is that although we can't have meals in the sukkah, we would still like at least the residents who would really like to be able to visit the sukkah. We'd like to allow them to do so. Right now, our sukkah, with social distancing rules, I think it can take maybe 3 or 4 people at a time total. So I and some of the other staff members in religious affairs are going to be coming around. Residents, if you want to give us a call, let us know if you're interested in visiting the sukkah. We'd be happy to take you down. If you want to get there on your own, you can. But if not, if you want help getting there, I'm happy to personally walk down with you, to take you down. We've got some snacks that we're working out with food services and dietary, and to make sure that they're safe and good snacks. Because if we have a little food in the sukkah, then that gives us the chance to say a blessing in the sukkah. So we can't have meals in the sukkah, but I still wanted a chance to get people down there who really wanted to go down and just spend a few minutes, have like a little snack,
Right.
say a blessing. We're also coming around with the lulav and etrog for those who would like to take the lulav and etrog. And there's a mitzvah, there's a Jewish commandment to basically take it and say a blessing and shake it on all 6 sides around us.
So I always get confused which
Sure.
is the lulav and etrog. I know
Sure.
what they look like, but maybe
Yeah.
some others don't.
Thank you. So the lulav is the palm branch. It's kind of long and green. And often, because it's, I think, the biggest of the 4 species, as we call them, often it overshadows the others, and people just talk about, you might hear someone in Yiddish say benching lulav, so sometimes it overshadows the other ones. But the lulav is the tall palm branch. There's the etrog is a citron, is the name of the fruit in English. It looks kind of like a lemon. Really,
Looks like a big lemon.
It looks like a big lemon. I think if you don't know what an etrog is, citron, you're not going to know what it is. It's just the English word for lemon. I mean, excuse me, the English word for etrog. But if you don't know one, you're not going to know the other.
And they're expensive, right?
Yeah, they are. Some of them can go for well over $100.
Wow.
Like some of the nicer ones, a couple hundred maybe. So just for this fruit that we use for for 7 days.
Wow.
And then afterwards, some people have traditions of making different things out of them. I've known people who have made etrog liqueur after the holiday's over.
I was gonna ask, can you eat it? What can you do with it?
After the holiday's over, we can eat
After.
it. So we don't eat it during the holiday. During the holiday, it's set aside just for this mitzvah, this commandment of a blessing, of saying the blessing with it and taking it. Literally, the mitzvah is to take it.
Right.
So we say, but after the holiday, you can eat it. If you, of course, it's actually not very sweet.
But you can make a liqueur out of it.
You can make a liqueur out of it. My wife likes to make etrog jam.
Ooh.
So for those of you trying that at home, you have to add a lot of sugar for it to be tolerable, because it's really not a very sweet fruit. But yeah, you can do different things with it.
That's very cool. I didn't know that. Learn something new. Always on this show, everybody.
And I think one of Rabbi Hirschhorn's favorite things to do with it, and I've seen others do this as well, because the etrog is known as something that smells nice and sweet, is to just set it aside, let it dry out a little bit, and it still keeps a bit of a smell.
Yeah.
And use it with our Havdalah ceremony on Saturday nights, that we say we need something that smells nice. So you can set it aside, just be a nice smelling thing. They dry out, they get pretty small. And so that's
very aromatherapy-ish.
Something else that can be done. I wanted to mention a couple of other things that we have coming up. I mentioned that at the end of Sukkot, there's sort of 2 other holidays, Shmini Atzeret and Simchat Torah. So Shmini Atzeret is a week from tomorrow, and Simchat Torah is a week from Sunday. And there's lots to say about these things. I don't want to go on too long, but for Shmini Atzeret, one of the most significant things for a lot of us is that this is one of the 4 times a year that we say Yizkor, that we just said on Yom Kippur. And by the way, I wanted to take this opportunity to apologize and recognize. I understand that there was a broadcasting mix-up on Channel 88, that the Yom Kippur broadcast cut out shortly before Yizkor. So I heard about that afterwards, and it was a little bit too late to do anything about it. So I wanted to acknowledge that and apologize, and I hope it wasn't too difficult for anyone. But what we're going to do this year, this coming holiday for Yizkor, I feel like this is our 4th Yizkor really during the COVID pandemic. And the first couple I tried going to people individually, and then on Yom Kippur we had the broadcast on Channel 88 that unfortunately got cut off. So this time what we're going to do is, at the Shabbat Shalom broadcast the day before, so a week from today, we're going to be doing a communal Yizkor together on the broadcast at Shabbat Shalom at 3 p.m. a week from today, 3 p.m. next Friday. And it's going to be a chance for us to, I'll give a Yizkor sermon as part of that broadcast. I'm going to guide people through the prayer. We'll hand out prayer sheets to those who want them, just like we handed out the prayer books for Yom Kippur, which, by the way, I know we still need to collect some of them. We're coming around today and next week.
Great.
So if it hasn't been collected yet, don't worry, we're going to get to it. But we'll hand out prayer sheets to those interested. We'll guide people through the prayer. And also, one of the nice things that I'm hoping this will give us an opportunity to do is really come together as a community and share together who we're remembering. Yizkor is a prayer that we say asking God to remember our loved ones who have passed on to Olam Haba, to the world to come. And one of the opportunities that some synagogues have been taking this year during the pandemic and with Zoom and everything is to say Yizkor not as part of the service, or maybe as part of the service, but in a different way, but to do it with Zoom. And I know a synagogue that I've been affiliated with has done it this year, where they give people an opportunity to bring a picture of the person they're remembering, the person they're asking God to remember, to the Zoom and to show them. So we don't have Zoom, we're not doing it that way, but what I wanted to do next week for Yizkor is to give people a chance to call in and share with us, with me, with whoever's listening and participating, share the name, share something about the person who you're remembering. And so just like at our Bible study, we have the phone right here and you can call in. So for Yizkor, we're going to have the phone right there, and we're going to have an opportunity for people to call in and to just share, just a few words about the person you're remembering. It could just be, I'm remembering my father, I'm remembering my parents, my grandparents, whoever it might be.
Right.
And if you want to say like a couple words about them, then that could be an opportunity as well.
That's really lovely, and a way to really adapt to make something meaningful for all to participate in.
Yeah, thank you. And the other note is the following day is Simchat Torah. Many people in the Jewish community know this as a day of joyousness, of celebration, of dancing and singing in synagogue. This is kind of the one day a year that, as part of the services, it really incorporates a lot of singing and dancing. There might be some synagogues that do a lot of singing and dancing in general, but this is more so. We're not coming together as a synagogue, obviously, but what I'm planning on doing this year is that for those floors, for those neighborhoods that are not under quarantine on that day, which I'm hoping is most or all, I'm going to check in with Moji, but for those that are open, I'm going to be coming and myself, and I believe with Rabbi Balashov, and we're going to be coming with the Torah. We're going to be coming around the floor, just adding a little bit of singing and dancing through the hallway. And you're not going to be able to touch the Torah or kiss it. I know some of you are accustomed to that. We're not going to be able to do that, but with that provision, it's been approved by Dr. Palace to really come and dance on the floors and sing on the floors the way that I know in therapeutic activities that you have walking musical programs. So we're going to be doing that as well. So we're trying to work on a lot of things to do what we can within the safety guidelines of the holiday.
Absolutely, and it sounds like there's been a lot of thought put into all of this, and really thinking about the best way that our residents can share in the holidays. So thank you for all that you and Religious Affairs are putting together for our residents here.
Thank you, and for more information about what Sukkot is all about, Shmini Atzeret, Simchat Torah, please tune in at Shabbat Shalom. We'll have a chance to explain a little bit more about that.
Wonderful. Thank you for coming back on again and talking about the holidays and sharing everything with the residents. Is there any way, if the residents missed any of it from today, where can they find this information?
Sure. Right now we don't have a flyer out for it, but you're welcome to give me a call, 1416. The extension is 1416. Or I'm going to be trying to repeat it on Shabbat Shalom and Bible study next week. So check out my broadcasts, and I'll
Great.
remind you. You can give me a call at 1416 for any questions. And yeah, I guess if you have trouble remembering that, just ask whether your aide or nurse, or ask someone to help you with that extension, or contact the rabbi. And
yes, ask for the rabbi, and we'll get you in contact with him if you can't remember the extensions. But we'll get you that information.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us
Olivia.
today. I'm sure it won't be the last time that you're on the show to share more information with us, but thank you again.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to move into our positive news story for today. I don't know if anybody knew this. I feel like we should do a montage of how many times I fix my hair live. Yesterday was Julie Andrews' birthday. So the hills are alive with the sound of happy birthday. And everyone hopes that Dame Julie Andrews has I'm going to mess this up, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious day. Andrews has appeared in 44 films. I also brought this up because I know Kate is reading her story, her biography, in What's the Story with Kate. So I hope I don't give away any spoilers. Kate, I'm sorry. But how can we not talk about Julie Andrews? So she appeared in 44 films and countless Broadway shows, but it was her movie debut at age 21 in Mary Poppins that won her the Academy Award for Best Actress, and her role as Maria von Trapp in The Sound of Music that won our hearts. She turned 85 years old yesterday, and this year was set to be pretty special. She was due to be honored this year with the prestigious AFI Life Achievement Award, but the April Gala was postponed due to the pandemic. And it's no wonder she was chosen for the honor. Her stellar singing, dancing, and acting have earned her awards in 3 of the big contests: Grammys, Emmys, and Oscars. And The Sound of Music, after remaining in theaters for over a year in 1965, is still the number 6, highest grossing movie of all time when adjusted for inflation. Here are 8 more things that you may not know about Julie Andrews. Here we go. Number 1, she never finished high school. She was too busy performing in vaudeville, and she regrets never having gone to college. Number 2, she launched a new podcast called, I didn't know this, Julie's Library, in which she and her daughter, Emma Walton Hamilton, host story times, reading their favorite children's books. Could you imagine Julie Andrews reading children's books? I'm obsessed. There's been 18 episodes so far. So if anyone listens to podcasts, I think we all need to listen to that one. Number 3, she wasn't exactly G-rated on the set of The Sound of Music. The wind in the Alps made her cuss like a sailor, a lot. So Julie Andrews cusses. Who knew? She once played, this is my favorite Julie Andrews, she once played a woman pretending to be a man, pretending to be a woman in the movie. I hope you guys saw it, Victor Victoria. What a great musical. I loved it. It was on Broadway, so many things. Her singing voice, number 5. Her singing voice has never recovered since a 1997 surgery damaged her vocal cords. While she has performed a few musical numbers since then, she says it has been all speech singing, effectively talking with the music because she can only reach a few bass notes, which is so upsetting because she is such a beautiful soprano. At the 2015 Academy Awards, she joined Lady Gaga on stage and gave her a hug after the 50th anniversary tribute to The Sound of Music. I remember that. I think I cried. Number 6, she became a best-selling author, publishing over 30 children's books with her daughter and a 2019 memoir called Homework, a memoir of my Hollywood years, and says that directing them and directing theater has provided her with a new voice. Number 7, we're up to 7. She almost didn't get the part of Maria in The Sound of Music until Walt Disney stepped in. Director Robert Wise had heard of her but had not seen her on film, and while Andrews had just completed Mary Poppins, it had been released yet. Walt Disney generously sent Wise a clip of his movie, and it cinched the role for Andrews. Number 8. One of her biggest lifelong fans is Jon Stewart, who told her on The Daily Show he considers himself an Honoré Von Trapp. So those are 8 facts about Julie Andrews. I know we're a little late, Julie, but happy birthday. As always, please feel free to give us a call. Any good news you've heard or would like to share on the show, you can do so by picking up any phone here in the home. That's the signal for a phone. 2813, just dial 2813 and leave us a message. We will pop it in our mailbox in studio and share it live on the air. If you're watching on YouTube, feel free to leave us a comment, hit that like button, or hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. Remember, you can tune into Channel 8 later today. We have Catholic services with Deacon George at 11:15, Your Hit Parade with Larry Applewhite at 1:30, and Shabbat Shalom, as Rabbi was just talking about, at 3 o'clock, where he will talk more about the holiday. And don't forget, you can catch this episode of Good Morning Hebrew Home on Channel 88 at 6:30 tonight, or, as always, you can catch all the episodes on YouTube. Once again, this has been Olivia Cohen with Good Morning Hebrew Home. We will see you Monday, same time, same place, same channel. Cohen out. Click again.
Hebrew home, good morning, Hebrew home. My heart is where the Hebrew home is. For where the heart is, that's where you find the Hebrew home.